Alright, in the last video we set up our main post loop for this recent news area. This is all coming from WordPress. However, down here these are all just static content. So let's start with the featured stories. Basically what we want to happen is for any posts that are labeled as the featured category or labeled in the featured category, those will show up here. So let's open up index.php. And let's go down to our featured stories area, and we're going to want to go right where the UL is. We want to go right under that, and then we're going to create a while loop with a custom query and then spit out a list item for each loop. Okay, so we only need this one. We can get rid of these other ones down here. So right up to here. Alright, and then what we'll do is right here, we're going to say PHP. Let's create a variable called featured query. And that's going to be set to new WP underscore query. And then in here, we're going to have an array. And it's just going to have one option. That's going to be category name. And then we're going to set that to featured. Okay, and then we can do our while loop. So we'll say PHP while featured query have posts. Okay, and then we want to do featured query the post, and then we can end it down here. Oops. Save it. Alright, now just to make sure it's working, let's change the title here to PHP the title. Okay, now let's go back to the front end, and then these titles here should change. So let's reload, and now you can see that it has a different title. And if we scroll through, they all have different titles. So let's do the image. Okay, so we can copy what we did up in the regular loop for an image, which is this, the post thumbnail. Copy that. Put that there, and then for where it says baby doe, we can grab the date using the time function, and then we can grab the excerpt, put that here. Alright, so let's save that. Now if we go back and reload, you'll notice that the image is too small. So the reason for that is because we're still using, where is it? This news thumb. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change this to news large, save it, and then go into functions PHP, and we're going to create a new image size called news large. And this is actually going to be 790 by 380. So now we'll go back, and there we go. So notice only the featured images or featured posts should be showing. Okay. Now for the popular. Again, this consists of creating a custom query. So we're going to go back into index, go down to where we have our popular, and let's go right under this UL. And we're going to create a variable called args and set that to an array. Okay, and then in that array we're going to have we'll do order by, and we want to order by comment count. Okay, we also want posts per page, and we're going to set that to 3. Alright, and then what we're going to do is create a variable called popular query, and let's set that to new WP underscore query, and then just pass in args. Alright, and then we can do our while loop. Let's get rid of all but one of these list items. Okay, there's only 3, so we'll get rid of 2. And then we'll do our while loop. So we'll say while popular query have posts, and then we want to do popular query the post, then we'll end it down here. Okay, and let's change where we have the image. We're going to get rid of that and replace it with PHP the post thumbnail. Okay, and we're going to create a custom size for this called news popular. Alright, so let's go create that before I forget. And this is actually going to be 300 by 150. Save that. Now this one actually doesn't have a title, so I'm going to put that in. So this paragraph, I'm going to get rid of that, and then we're going to do the title and the excerpt. Okay, title is going to be wrapped in H4s. And then we also want a link around the title. Okay, so the link is going to just go to PHP the permalink. Alright, and then next to the title I also want to put the number of comments. So we'll go right after the A, and let's do PHP comments underscore number, and then we can pass in a couple parameters here. First one's going to be no responses, that's if there are none. Second one will be if there's one response. And then the third one will be if there's multiple responses, which we can use the percent sign as a placeholder. Okay, so let's save that, reload, and there we go. So none of them have any comments yet, but once they do, this will be ordered by the comments. Alright, awesome. So the last part we need to do is down here, and this is going to be the business posts, okay, anything with the category of business. So let's go back to our index page, go down to the last part here, and I'm actually going to put a heading right here, and we'll just say new in business. Alright, and then we're going to go right below the UL. And actually, well, I'm going to copy what I have up here with featured. So this, and then even the while loop. Okay, we'll just change this to business. Okay, then we'll end it. And get rid of the rest of these LIs. Okay, and then for the image, let's copy what we have up here. Okay, this one has a class. This has a class of half bottom space. Actually, let's copy what we have up here with the featured. So this. Alright, and then the title. The date. Put that right there. And then we'll have the excerpt. Alright, let's take a look. Let's see. Do I not have the correct size? News large. That needs to be news. What do they call it? News thumb? Yeah. There we go. So these are all the business listings. Okay, so we have all the vlog posts, we have the featured posts, the popular posts, and then the business posts. So that's our home page. So now if we click one of these posts, actually, you know what, this up here, these need to have links on the title. So let's go back to the featured, and where we have the title, let's add a link. Wrap that around that. Let's see what that looks like. Okay, so that was the featured. All right, so that's fine. Now for the top ones, let's find the title and we'll just wrap the link around that as well. And let's do the same thing for popular. We already did it. And then we need the business ones as well. So let's see, title. Alright, so now we can access the single posts. So if we click on that, the single post page looks absolutely horrible. So that's what we'll be working on next.